Thanks for your support as a channel member, Troy Newcomb. Ladies and gentlemen, it begins again here. Yes, there is a number 1 as the episode number for this video. If you have been watching the Bourne Legacy for the last couple of weeks, month or so, it is a continuation of that save, but it really is going to have a starting again feel. We've made it into the Conference North. We've now got a full squad of players on proper contracts. If you're one of the people who fell off this series because we were just winning all the time and our team was overpowered and the players were constantly leaving and we couldn't build any heroes, that all changes from now. It's going to feel a lot more like a normal save. So if you've been watching all the way through, thank you for the ongoing support. I hope you continue to enjoy the series. If you are one of the people who dropped off, hopefully you're back today. You're going to enjoy it and it will feel a lot more like home, I guess, is what we're looking for. If you are excited for the reboot of the series, which may or may not have a new intro coming up in a second, depending on whether I had time to re-render it, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. But if you are excited, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. 2,000 likes would be a lovely way to properly reboot the series and show me that you are excited for the continuation. Because, full disclosure, if views continue dropping the way they have done over the last 10 episodes or so, I can't continue doing this. So hopefully now it's a normal save. We'll pop back up again and I won't have to come up with a new idea. That's the goal. That's what we're looking for. Thumbs ups mean views, mean continuation of series. Hello and welcome to part 1 of Bourne Again. I'm Kev. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 games ever in the National League North. And if you are one of the people who's rejoining the series and you didn't see the transfer special that came out yesterday, we basically ended up having to sign an entire squad because everybody who got us to this point moved on because they weren't under proper contracts. The good news is, if we have a look on here, you can see everybody now is under a proper contract. So we do have a full squad of players who will be here until the end of the season, unless they're sold, in which case we'll get some money in. So that's going to be important. Almost, in fact, everybody I think who's going to be playing in today's game is making their debut. Oh no, Alex Lacey was here last year. I think he's the only one. So it's I'm going to get to know this team as you get to know this team, but the good news is it's going to be the last time we have to do that because we're going to start to build a legacy like the original series was called. We've got a little bit of a debt problem, but we do have Sir Mick Powell there ready to throw money at us as needed. And the media do still consider us favourites for promotion, I think, last time I looked, which I'm not so sure this time around. Yes, we're favourites for promotion, but we're not filling the media dream 11 like we have been previously. We've got one player in there, Marcus Hall, who's our new left winger. He came in on a free transfer from Chelsea in the summer, and hopefully he's going to be awesome. But again, we're no longer at the point where players are 2 or 3 leagues better than us. The best player at the club, he's currently playing at a level that would mean he'd be all right in the division above. So we're not super overpowered anymore. We're not going to have players leaving immediately anymore. It's all going to be good as long as we continue to win football matches. So hopefully we will. So this is our team for that first game of the new season. We've got Eastwood in goal. I'll introduce you to everybody. I didn't quite get that. I'm sorry, Siri, but quite frankly, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to them. The whole of that, what was it? I was just talking for 2 minutes and all of it was showing on my watch screen. Apple Watches are stupid, everybody. So Simon Eastwood came in towards the end of last season, never actually played because I think he signed after the season ended. Football League experience, all good stuff. At left back, we have Oisin Maloney, who is an Irish under-19 international, 19 years old, 2.5-star current ability with some potential to improve. So currently operating at a level fit for this league. He came in from Sheffield United in the summer. We've got Alex Lacey, who came in towards the end of last season, played 9 games. He's probably our best centre-back, I would argue. In fact, there you go. There's your confirmation. I'm pointing at the screen. Is this your first YouTube video, Kev? Goodness me. It was like watching a granddad try and do one. Just point at the screen with your finger. They know where you're pointing. As you can see, another one with lots of Football League experience, though, which is very handy. He's partnered by Kane O'Connor, who's a 22-year-old former Scottish under-19 international who comes in from Hull, previously been at Hibs and Brentford as well. So Kane O'Connor gets around a bit. And then Joe Riley is our right back, 26 years old, another one who has played a little bit of football in the Football League, but has spent last season at the same level we were at. So it's not that he's dropping down and overpowering us. He's actually at age 26 trying to force his way back up through the system again. In central midfield, we have Callum Jones, a 22-year-old Welsh former under-19 international. See, we've got lots of players who were promising youngsters and then their careers have stalled a little bit. Jones has been around Tranmere, TNS, Bury, Hull, Rochdale, not establishing himself anywhere. Only played 3 football matches in his career. And yeah, that... Hopefully he's good. Zach Brown, 22-year-old English, not former anything. He wasn't good enough. West Brom youth player though, and hopefully will be awesome. Marcus Hall, you've already met. On the other side, we've got Dean Agger, who's a 23-year-old, basically can play anywhere kind of chap. He's previously of Colchester, where he'd spent his entire career, but all of his football that he's played has been out on loan at various clubs in the National League North. So he's pretty experienced at this level despite his young age. And then up front, we have Bunmi Babajide, who is a Nigerian under-20 international, current under-20 international, comes in from QPR. And then he's partnered by Jaden Smith, who's a 20-year-old English striker. Again, no youth caps for him, but he's come in from Southampton. And as and when these players come off the bench, I will introduce you to them as well. But we are operating on quite a small squad. It's like it's a blast from the past for the Bourne save. Reminds me of the early days when money was super tight. Money kind of is tight again now. We're pretty much maxed out on our wage budget because it's the first time we're having to pay proper wages rather than per appearance stuff. And we've pretty much got to go with this squad for the season unless we sell somebody, and we're unlikely to sell anybody because maybe Hall or Hull. I've got to get used to calling him Hull. I want to call him Hall. Marcus Hall, is that an actual person? Should I know who Marcus Hall is? Because that's what I want to call him. It's probably someone I knew from school or something. He sat behind me in geography. Oh, that Marcus Hall. Now we all know who you're talking about, Kev. Right, let's expect to win. Let's go into this expecting to be as good as we've been for the last several years off the back of our 4 promotions. Forgetting the fact that it's an entirely new team. We've got 10 debuts today, most of them youngsters who've never really played any football before in a division we've never played in before. But let's see how talented our youngsters are, because obviously all of those star ratings you've just seen, they've got to come with a pinch of salt, because the coaching staff who are giving them the star ratings, they're not very good. So they might be better or worse than the star ratings indicate. Smith is in here, shoots from range, and it's just wide from Smith. I'm hoping our second game of the episode is going to be a home match, so we can get an idea of what kind of attendances we're going to get at this level. I expect we've probably still only taken the 4 or 5 people who normally go to our away games. It'd be interesting to see if we've got more of an away contingent. It'd be interesting to see if we've had to start taking a second car for our away fans. We've never had to take a second car before, except for big cup matches. The other thing that I am being asked about, Eastwood's done really well there, charging through a clutch of footballers and plucking the ball out of the sky. Excellent stuff. And Babajide is in here. Can he apply the finish? Not really. It's kind of straight at the keeper. Goes out for a corner, but we do have the opportunity to keep the move moving through a Hull corner. Interestingly, he took that with his right foot. Are you right-footed? He's a right-footed left winger, you say? Who's no better at being an inside forward than he is a winger? What an enigma Marcus Hull is. The other thing people are asking me about a lot, though, is Bourne shirts. I'm working on it. I'm trying. It's not going to be as easy to do as the home shirts were last year, because back then Tribe Fire existed and it was fairly straightforward. I think what I'm going to have to do, I have got a couple of local suppliers. We've deliberately based the kit on existing Nike stock shirts that you can get from most football team suppliers. We've got permission from the club, because Bourne Town is a real club, unlike home. We've got permission from the club to sell the shirts and split the proceeds with them to raise some money for them. But it's now just trying to find a supplier who can do them at a reasonable enough price for us to justify doing it. And I think what I'm going to have to do is open like a Shopify store, take orders for a couple of weeks, and then place it as a bulk order. They're not going to be print on demand stuff the way the home ones were last year. So there'll be maybe 2 or 3 2-week windows where we can order shirts throughout the season. And I'm hoping to get the first one of them up and running in the next couple of weeks. But it really depends on being able to get the shirts for the right quality, which should be fine because they're Nike stock shirts, but also the right price. I don't want to be having to charge people 40 quid for a shirt, because it's just stupid, isn't it? I think the home shirts were 30 last year. That has to be the maximum. I think if they're gonna work out more expensive than that, let me know down in the comments. I might be wrong, but my instinct is if you're gonna have to pay more than 30 quid for them, let's not bother, because that's starting to feel like an awful lot of money. Right, Reg Chafer is going to come on the left wing. He's an 18-year-old Irish, not capped at youth level player who comes in from Chelsea. I'd be feeling a little bit hard done by if I was Reg Chafer, that I never got to play a youth game for Ireland. What else are we going to do? Let's also bring on Jago Lott, who's a 21-year-old, formerly of Bristol City, central midfield player. He can come on for Zach Brown, who looks like he is tiring a little bit. Are they better that way round? Not really. We're going to go attacking as well. Or not attacking, we're going to go to positive. It is notable, I think, that we're not steamrolling over this team. How have we given away a penalty there? Eastwood had the ball in his hands. At worst, he sort of run through a player to catch it. But last time I looked, that's not a penalty. That's just a goalkeeper. If you get in the way of the goalkeeper, that's your problem, isn't it? I've never seen a penalty given in real life for a goalkeeper running out, catching a corner and knocking someone over as he does it. That's mad. Right, we've only got a centre-back and a left-back on the bench. Let's see if this left-back, who is called Maximilian Agintus, who's an 18-year-old German under-20 international from Leicester, let's see if Maximilian Agintus is going to be the difference maker for us. We'll ask for 10 minutes of passion as well. I warned you this season was going to be a different kind of season to the ones those of you who've been watching all the way through are used to. Smith's having a terrible game. And here's your first example of it. Because we had quite a significant drop in our reputation over the course of the summer, because we didn't have a cup run last year, our reputation plummeted. We weren't able to attract anywhere near the level of players we've been able to get before. Normally, we've been able to bring in players who were like League One or sometimes even Championship level players. This year, it's very much been National League quality players we've been able to bring in. And I do think this season is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, which is going to be difficult because Sir Mick Powell is still expecting promotion, I think. I think he was looking for playoffs, actually. Let's have a little look. Club Vision, reach the playoffs. I don't think it's going to be easy. Let's see if we can do a little bit better at home. A few changes then as we shuffle the pack and try and work out what the best team might be. So James Taylor comes in at right back, 21-year-old English player, came in from Bristol City. And we're also bringing Robbie Mottram into the team, who's 18 years old, another one who can play in lots of different positions around the midfield and attack. He came in from Birmingham. We're also starting Lott alongside Brown in the midfield, and really just making a few random changes and see if this makes a difference. Welcome to lower league football. I've got to work out who our best players are, because like I said before, you can't really trust the star ratings at this level because they can change so quickly. Taylor, as an example at right back, is currently showing, I think, as a 2.5 star player. We've got 3 players who can play right back. They're all showing as 2.5 star players with 2.5 star right back ability. That's right back space ability, not right back ability as a word. But if one of them gets a run of games and plays well, they'll jump up to 4-star almost instantly. But it's just working out which one might do that, if any. And we're a goal down. Oh dear. I want to go back to tier 7. I liked it down there. It was comfortable. We've got a LOLLUJO derby coming up this season against Nuneaton. In fact, Nuneaton and Kings Lynn are both in this league. Oh, there's so many, and Boston. So many LOLLUJO derbies, but we might not survive to them if we don't start winning some football matches. But Hull, realising that, has grabbed himself a goal. Boston winning 2-0 away against Kings Lynn. As Kings Lynn are my more recent former club, I got to say I'm supporting Kings Lynn in that game, and they need to sort their lives out and get back to winning ways. Good to see Nuneaton under the Nuneaton Borough name as well, rather than Nuneaton Town like they were when I managed them. Right, dig in. I like dig in. That's a good team talk. What we are going to do in this second half is go a little bit more attacking again, like we did in the last one. Probably with maybe half an hour to go, just try and get a little bit more oomph going forward. 470 fans. Hull scored. Hull, not Hall. Hull has scored again. I'm not going to go attacking now. I'm going to leave things as they are. Interesting to see. We've got what, 200. There's more away fans than there are home fans at this game. We've got 270 fans here. They've got 280. That's probably going to be a bit of a theme of life in the National League North, isn't it? I remember there was times when it was like this with home last year, where we are going to be outnumbered at our own ground. Right, Maloney not playing well. Agintus can come on for him again. And Smith was poor in the last game. He's poor again today. We're going to give Chafer a go up front. We need another striker, really. We are very low on strikers. Can Mottram go up there, maybe? This is... Can any of them play an attacking midfield? Jones can play an attacking midfield. He's natural. Right, hold on. We're doing this. I have a plan. So we're going to bring Jones on for Smith. We're going to stick him in there and do that. That might be what we drift towards, because I found it really hard to bring strikers in, to find strikers that are actually any good, which is weird because the story of the save so far has very much been about all the awesome strikers that I keep signing. We're going to bring Chafer on for Brown, and we're going to stick him back there like that because weirdly he can play there as well as on the wing and up front. So we've now turned into a real mutant system, which hopefully has got enough about it to hold on. I don't know. I can't believe Chafer can supposedly play on the wing and at defensive midfield. It makes no sense to me. I should probably have a proper look at his attributes and work out what he can actually do. But what we've seen here is we've conceded again. It's 2-2. Newark Flowserve, who came up with us, albeit from a different division, but were one of the other promoted teams this year. They're winning 4-0 in their game. They're finding life easier than I am at the moment. 1 point from the first 2 games. Unless we can grab a winner here. Agintus with the cross. Lott should have applied some kind of finish to that. Lacey with the chance to keep the ball, the game moving. Chafer to Hull, who's on a hat-trick, remember. Agintus can't get the crossover. Comes back to Chafer again, who plays. That's a lovely pass out to Taylor. Taylor with a cross, looking for Hull. Hull is there, but delayed the shot. It falls to Babajide and it's saved by their keeper. We've still got a couple of minutes left though. If we can find a goal from this corner. I probably should have gone attacking. Let's go positive now. Hull. We've got no one in the middle. Hull with the corner, but because we had nobody there, obviously it doesn't go in. What was that? This is all of a sudden not as easy as I thought it would be. Okay, we'll we might have to, for the first time in the entire save, come up with a second tactic. That's something for me to work on before the next episode. We're going to play 5 or 6 games before the next episode. I think probably we'll be back for the first of the LOLLUJO derbies, and we'll be back for the Boston game. We'll do Boston and Warrington in the next episode. And then I want to show you them all. How many players have Kings Lynn still got who were there at the start of Non-League to Legend this year? Very few. That's sad. That's very sad. But it's still going to be fun to play them. And Nuneaton as well, they're not going to have anybody who we remember. That was 2 years ago now. Oh, he was at home, wasn't he? He also came through. I forgot we had him in this. That's a perfect example. I forgot we had him for an entire season in this save. That tells you everything you need to know about how this save has been up to this point. If we have a look at my profile, where's the bit that shows how many players I've signed? It's 2023 and I've signed 175 players. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.